Welcome to the 7th of 7 coaching sessions. You successfully built the erection over time. You have applied the tension ring to the base of the penis. Now, how do you get that tension ring off? And how do you get it cleaned up and stored away for future use? If you have been using a tension ring, whether that's an Erection tension ring or a Posti-Vac tension rings, whatever the reason, it's time to get this off of the penis. Remember that if these tension rings are doing the job that they've been employed to do, which is hold blood in the erect penis, odds are pretty good if you've reached that place where it's time to take the tension ring off, you're still pretty firm, pretty erect. So we want to make sure that we do this carefully. What we don't want to do is just aggressively drive this off the penis and pull it, because what you might end up with is a lot of bruising on the penis, and we want to avoid that. So the best thing to do is, first of all, reapply some water-based lubricant to the penis. So I'm going to do that here. Just make sure that I've got a good track, minimal friction to get that off of the penis. And then with the Posti-Vac rings, you've got these outer rings. An easy way to do that is to just pull out and create some space. That may allow the erection to subside a little bit, but at the very least, it creates some space that you can easily transition this off of the penis. And the same thing is true here with the Erection tension ring. I'm going to pull out on these tabs, create some space, and then I'm just going to lift this very carefully off of the penis. We want you to be successful, and we want you to be successful for a long time. And one of the best ways to ensure that happens is if you are properly cleaning your device and you're properly storing it for the next use. So let's talk about the cleaning of the device. The first thing I'll say is any parts and pieces of the device, whether it's the hardware or the accessories, you don't need to go through any sterilization process. These come to you brand new, and even through recurring use, you don't have to worry about sterilizing the equipment, but you do want to clean it. So let's talk about that. First, about the hardware. If I've got the device, and right here I've got a Posti-Vac Boss 2000 twist. So I've got the cylinder, I've got the pump. What can I clean? What can I use water on? What do I have to adjust for? So in this case, with the cylinder itself, you can use a nice mild soap. This is a soap that I prefer. It's plant-based. I can submerge this in water, I can clean it that way, but I never want to put this in the dishwasher. So nice mild soap with the cylinder. Now this is an important part of this. You have, whether it's a Posti-Vac or an Erection vacuum pump, you never want to submerge these in water. And probably the best method for cleaning either one of these or any of the devices is to use a washcloth. Nice warm water gives you a comfort level. You can use some soap with this, just mild soap, just a little bit, get it wrung out, and then you can wipe this down. And you'll notice with any of these twist devices that they have a gasket on the inside here. You're going to want to clean this. Again, never putting this in the water, in the dishwasher, never doing that, but just wiping it down, because you'll notice with a twist, I'm going to try to get a good angle on this one. If I look inside of here, let's say you're struggling with incontinence, you've just had your prostate removed, you're going through an urinary incontinence, and that's getting in here, you can see if you look close enough that you can get in contact with that urine or any fluid with that gasket. So we always want to make sure that once we remove this, we're cleaning the entire cylinder, but we're also using the washcloth to get in here onto the gasket on the Posti-Vac twist devices. But with the Erection device, you can see here that when I seal this, it's an external seal here. There's no gasket. So if I clean this the way that I talked about, but then I take this and I wipe here on the outside, get it nice and clean with a washcloth, I'm in a good position. Both of these pumps, you'll notice on the inside here, there are holes that allow that air to flow. When you're creating the vacuum seal, the air is flowing through here. Well, that's another place where water can get into them, which is one of the reasons why we say never submerge this in water, because we do not want water getting into the pump itself. Now, once we shift from what I call hardware and we start moving to the accessories, these are the tension rings. This is the Posti-Vac tension ring. This is the Erection tension ring. You can use warm or hot water. You can rinse these off, get them good and clean. Same with this one. The reason we don't use soap with these is the soap has a tendency to dry the rings out. And the next thing you know, you've shortened the life that you're going to get out of the ring. And we always say that you'll get between 1 to 6 months of good tension from your tension ring If you take care of it, you don't use soap that would potentially dry it out, If you're just cleaning it, patting it dry with a towel, letting it air dry, a paper towel is also very useful here. Now I want you to know that everything that I've just covered in this brief video is also covered in the instruction manual that comes with the device. You can also find further instructions at timmedical.com. You can call the number that I'm going to put right down here on the bottom of the screen. We have an awesome support team that can answer any questions you have about taking care of your device, troubleshooting, and then you can also write us at education@timmedical.com. Our goal is that you be successful with the devices. We've got a plethora of videos on this site that teach you how to troubleshoot and work through any challenges that you're facing. We want to help you that way. We've got over 30 plus years of supporting patients with both the Erection and the Positive systems and accessories. Let us know how we can help.